Hello, can anyone see? Oh, you can see it's just a bit of a dark background there. I am on my phone. It's not going to be particularly great. We'll just hang around a little bit here, just a little while, just for people to tune in. We'll talk about, I've got my Dimble mug here to do the, that's going to help. The Dimble mug is going to help the camera because this background is quite dark. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a prize draw for the Patreon supporters. You can watch me actually put the names into the mug for the draw, just so it's all honest and live and everyone's in there. You can see there's names printed onto each of them, everyone who entered. So it's Patreon supporters who fancied a chance of winning a Div MMC Future for their Spectrum. So we will draw out the winner for who's going to win that, and I'm just I can see familiar names. That's a blank one, what that's doing there, but these are just the names of the supporters going in, and we'll stir it around and we will do a draw, all completely live. So because with these things, the reason I want to do it live is because sometimes with these Patreon things, and there's someone on there as well, the thing is that some people, I don't ask for any particular sum. If people give $1 a month, that's absolutely fine. It's brilliant. Anything is absolutely brilliant. But some people give more than others, and there's a temptation that you could give the prizes to the people who give more, which is a bit unfair on everyone. So this way, it's live. There's nothing rigged about this. They're all in there, and as I say, they're winning this Div MMC Future from the Future 8-bit, kindly donated to the channel. They are, I don't think there is some, he donated Rod Hull of the Future 8-bit donated a number of prizes to the channel. He did say these are ones that I know why. There's a slight blemish on the edge connector there, but once that's plugged into the Spectrum, bam, you're not going to see it. So but he donated all these wonderful items that he basically can't sell, but they're all absolutely fine. There's no edit, shapey theme. There is no. This is live. I can't change the time because my phone is there, but there is no edits, nothing. This is completely and utterly live. I can wave an X. I don't know how to prove it. I know how to prove it's live. Look. There's no diddling going on this channel. That is the live time there. That's a radio clock that shows you the time and temperature as well if you want to know the temperature. But that is it's 1 minute past. It's lost the time signal. It's flashing. It's 1 minute past 9. Anyway, talk a couple of things before I do the draw. When I've got your attention. Want to give a shout out to Retro Computer Shack, who we have no kind of financial or anything relationship with, but he made, I was talking about having problems capturing from the CPC, and he said, I think I've got a solution for that. So he sold me a couple of leads, one for the CPC Plus, one for the standard CPC, and I'm going to open this up because the problem I have is you need a certain voltage on your RGB select pin to get some TVs and my capture system to work properly. So every time I do CPC footage, I have to get out a whole load of other equipment, and it's hassle, and I just like to be able to capture easily in the same way I can from most other systems. And he said, I've got a new cable here, I've got in prototype, that basically piggybacks onto the CPC's power supply. So you plug the CPC power supply in there, and you plug into the CPC there, and it takes the 5 volts and it shoves it right into the RGB select pin, which, don't question me on this, I think is that the RGB select pin there? It's I've done so much stuff with SCART leads. It's one of the ones down the end somewhere that requires a few volts on it for the TV to detect its RGB. Tested it out with on the standard CPC one last night. It works brilliantly, so I expect the CPC Plus one will work brilliantly as well. So anybody who's got a CPC that's having a problem displaying on their RGB TV, he hasn't got these on sale, but I suspect if you go and ask him nicely, he will make one up for you like he did for me and sell that to you. But I don't think you should really be buying non-powered SCARTs now, unless you are absolutely confident your CPC is working properly. But I thought I'd give him a shout out because he's a really nice guy. He's been quite ill, and you know, we should support him because his leads are. I love the smell of new leads. Anyone sniffed a new lead before? It's after 9 o'clock. This is all perfectly fine and dandy. Right, so what we're going to do is the Chinny Vision draw for the Div MMC Future from the Future 8-bit, and all the names from the Patreon supporters are in there. Thank you to everyone who supports via Patreon, because it helps buy things like this for the channel. I've got 2 of these leads, so that's quite a lot of the channel budget gone, you know, this month already. But hey, that's going to make my life easier. It means it just saves me 20 minutes every time I need to capture CPC footage, basically. 20 minutes exaggeration, probably at least 10 to 15, because you've got to get the kit out, bring it out, set it up, and then use it, and then put it away again, and bring out the original kit. So it's all a bit of a hassle. Right, so let's do the draw, and then we'll tell you what this month's prize draw is for. So I'm gonna squiz these around. No, and I apologise for the picture quality. This is very ad hoc live stuff. Squizzing these around. I think anyone happy? I'm kind of moving those around. Right, let's grab one. Got one at the bottom. Right, we've got that one. That is. I've ripped it in half. Right. I can't read all of this. Carl something Steen there. If you can read that, Carl, I'll better find out who you are on the Twitter, on the Patreon feed. But you have won this wonderful device for your Spectrum. Look at it with the stripes and the joystick port. And look, it's not 27 feet long like the... Did we lose the connection? I don't know when we lose the connection. So congratulations to Carl, who I will check that out on the listings on Patreon, and I'll be sending that to you in the post in the next few days once I've got your address from you. This month's draw, right? Okay, so we're doing this every month until I run out of prizes on Patreon. So if you're a Patreon supporter, what I will do is I will put a post on there later this evening saying what the prize is for this month. Shapely Fiend, that was not an edit. I lost the connection. I live in the countryside. It is. I live in the countryside with an appalling internet connection. In fact, I'm having to do this on 4G so I can stream reliably. So there's definitely no edit, but I did have to. It did say reconnect. So anyway, right, Patreon supporters, the kind of people who support, and if you don't support, please support, because it helps the channel and helps me buy things like, you know, this. This month, the prize is, well, Spectrum owners last month, so we'll do something for Commodore 64 owners this month. And we've got a thing for you. We've got an SD2 IEC, also from the Future 8-bit, in VIC-20 colours. So it's not just C64, but it's VIC-20 and C16 and +4 as well, made with original VIC-20 cases. So it's original 1982, 83, 84 plastic. Disclaimer, I believe this is not the very latest revision, because the Future 8-bit has refined it slightly, but I don't think you're going to notice, hence why it's here as opposed to being sold on his store, because he's just updated the design, I believe, and he has a couple of these left over. So what I will do, if you support on Patreon, later this evening there will be a post on there detailing what the prize is. Simply post your comment below that post. So I've got your name, so I can print it out and do a draw. And then on the 15th next month, or thereabouts, with the closing date, we'll make the 14th as last year, as this month, and then I'll do the draw on the 15th. May not be live because I'm going to be on a beach, I suspect. But we'll do the draw, and you hopefully will win a SV or C16 +4 VIC or Commodore 64, so keep an eye on the Patreon feed for that. So that about wraps it up for this evening. Don't want to ramble on for too long, but congratulations to Carl, Torn's second name, for winning the Div MMC Future. Wonderful device. Check out the review on the channel. Yes, I probably will be washed out to sea because I will be returning to Chinny Vision Rock for a Q&A as last time, because I do like doing them from there. But I'm going to try not and be washed away this time. And we will find out who, we've washed. And we find out who wins this one. I've got to remember this is the Vic 20 one, because I might have another one of these as well for another month that's in C64 plastic. I haven't checked the box, but I've got a feeling there is one in there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, tomorrow's video, I can tell you now, tomorrow's video is Super Stuntman by Codemasters on the CPC, Spectrum and C64. And do check out the C64 version, because there's an insane sound issue there that I couldn't stop laughing about when it happened. So thank you all guys for watching, and check Chinny Vision tomorrow lunchtime for Super Stuntman. Bye bye for now.